Hello, boys, girls, and my non binary peeps. I'm Toxic Passion, and I have a story time for you today. So, one day I was off work, had nothing to do. So, I go to the gas station because I'm addicted to Cajun boiled peanuts, if I'm being completely honest with you. So, go to the gas station, get my boiled peanuts, come out. There's this guy. He looks like about my age. Pretty sure he looks like someone I went to high school with, but I'm not sure. He comes up, talks to me. We're talking. He's basically like, dude, my car broke down and I need a ride. Like, I know this is really sketch, but I can like show you the text from my parents. I can show you exactly where my car is and everything. And so I'm like, you know what? Common sense says don't take a stranger into your car. But if I die, I die. And I was like, you know what? Let's go on an adventure today. We got nothing better to do. So, with that being said, we get in my car and we go and we hang out for a bit because for a while his parents aren't texting back there at work, so we're not really sure what they want us to do at this point. So then my friend's like, hey, can you come pick me up from work? So I'm like, yeah, sure. Can you come pick me up and take me to work? So I'm like, yeah, sure. We go pick her up and start taking her to work. Well, somewhere along the line, dude starts kind of like in the back of the car every once in a while. And I'm like, you good, Chief? And he's like, yeah, I'm straight. And at this point, he's kind of going in and out of consciousness. So I was a little concerned because I don't know what's going on with this man. I'm driving. It's not like I can just stop and be like, hey, what's up? Because my friend needs to be at work in a reasonable time. So we push on, and eventually we stop hearing sounds until I just hear one continued Jabba the Hutt. And I'm like, what the fuck is going on? I'm like, yo, Chief, you good? And he's like, I'm straight. And I'm like, okay. Keep driving. There's silence from the back of the car for a very long time. And so eventually I look over at my girl and I'm like, sis, check on him. And she kind of turns around. She kind of leans back and she looks. And she turns back around and she looks at me. She's like, mm-mm. I'm like, what do you mean, mm-mm? She's like, you gotta look yourself. You gotta look. And I was like, bitch, I'm on this busy ass highway. I'm driving. I can't turn all the way the fuck around to look at him. And she was like, look. And I was like, she's gonna get us killed. So eventually, once I get to a stretch where it's just me and I can look, I turn around, I see this man, and he's just I turn back around and I feel my heart sink into the bottom of my stomach. Because I'm like, what happened? Is he dead? He died. I was like, yo, bro, are you okay? Silence. So after I come to After I come to the conclusion that he just may very well be dead in the back of my car, I look at my girl and I do the very reasonable thing. I look at her and I'm say, like, sis, I need a favor. I need you to call into work. She was like, and tell them what? That there's a dead body in the back of your car? I was like, exactly, bitch. Call that bitch and tell her that there's a dead body in the back of my car so you can't come in. I need help. I can't deal with this by myself. She was like, bitch, okay. So she gets on the phone. She starts calling her boss. At this point, I'm on a clear road. Finally, there are no cars around long enough for me to be like, yo, nigga. I reach around and kind of smack him. Because what else do I have to do at this point? Like, I don't know what's going on. I give him a good slap to the thigh because I'm like, yeah, fuck this. You're not just being dead back here and I'm not trying nothing. So I hit him and he kind of stirs and I'm like, yes, he's alive. Oh my God, he's alive. Honestly, that was all the confirmation I needed. I just need to know he was alive because I didn't want a dead nigga in the back of my car, bruh. That was not the move. So I'm like, sis, you don't have to call in. He's alive. I'll deal with this. Drop her off, get back on the road, start heading towards where I last remember he told me his house was. I keep trying to wake dude up. He will not stay awake for longer than like 2 milliseconds. I'm like, bruh, I don't know what you're on. I don't know what you took. I don't know what you're doing. But this ain't it. I need you to like tell me where you live. He managed to mumble out a very incoherent address, and I was like, you know what? This is not my problem. So, so we get in the car, as if we weren't already in there. So we get in the car, we start heading towards where it seems like the address is. Then I have a problem. I end up in the middle of bumfuck nowhere with no Wi-Fi, no data, no cell phone service, no anything. And this nigga still won't wake up. So finally, after a while, I'm over it. So I just kind of pull over onto a nice random farm. And I let dude out. I'm like, yo, we're here. He gets out of the car. He kind of looks around and just kind of starts stumbling off into the distance. I get back in my car and pull out of these random people's farms. I'm looking at goats and chickens and cows and horses and shit. I'm like, I don't know where the fuck we are. We were just in the middle of the fucking city. But okay. And I watched him walk among the farm animals in his drugged up walkaway. And I just hoped he was going to be okay. But I was over it. It's none of my business. So that's been part 1 of this dead body in the back of my car story time with Toxic Passion. I hope y'all are having an awesome day. In case no one has told you today, you are loved, you are wanted, you are valid, and I hope your day is filled with nothing but blessings and miracles. Stay great.